Hello, and welcome to All I Do Is Fail. I am your host, Tom Elwoods. I'm joined today, as ever, by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Hey guys, we'll pick up where we just left off before we started recording. Tom has shaved his bum, and I never have. I'm not saying you did it today.
Yeah.
But you're saying you wouldn't recommend it because you can't fart.
Yeah, listeners, look, this is a
Hope your week's going well.
serious, public service announcement. If you just be warned, if you do shave your bum, there is no hiding a fart. It's going to make a noise.
I thought you were going to say you went for a back sack and crack.
No.
But you literally was this at university?
What, a sack? You know, would you wax the sack? That would be...
I wouldn't personally.
I would never wax a sack. That's intense.
Then they just look like really old aliens.
Yeah. Be awful.
Yeah, no one's ever said that. I'd love balls if they were just shaved a bit more.
More shriveled.
Maybe they do. But that's a thing. Back sack and crack is a thing. Whereas you've just gone rogue. Was it at university?
No, this is last week.
My missus makes me do it.
Yeah, it's weird. Everywhere else, very hairy. There.
Yeah. I'm not going to put my finger there if you don't shave. Okay.
But yeah. Well, talking of sacks, I'll give you a brief update. Today, I've sent my dog to go and get the snip. He is having his sack.
He's getting a wax as well.
Yeah. Sort of felt really bad for him because we couldn't feed him this morning, and then because you can't, because of the anaesthetic, you can't feed him.
Oh.
And then he was like, really sad because he didn't get food, and I was like, this day's only going to get worse.
You think that's bad? Yeah. Oh, rotten day so far. Haven't had breakfast. Yeah. But you know me, always on the positive. Life's what you make of it. Who knows what will happen today? Maybe the best thing ever. Comes back and looks at you being like, you fucking...
He's going to hate us. Cone of shame as well for 10 days. It's...
So he can't scratch and so this is to stop him procreating, is that right?
Yeah, this is also, well, you do it for a few reasons. Stop the procreation, but then you also you stop the procreation, but then you also stop it reduces things like humping and aggressive behavior. Apparently a lot of dogs do get into fights. The more I speak about this, the more I can feel people on the internet getting angry at me and saying I'm misinformed. But
so you're supposed to
you're not supposed to do anything, but you can opt to get your dog neutered.
But you're supposed to not get them neutered.
No, you're not. It's a completely personal decision of the owner. But we opted to do it. We didn't want to breed him, and we felt that it was the right time and age. So thank you, Peter.
2 votes to 1. He voted against, but the dog made half a vote.
Yeah. He tried to put both his paws up.
You're like
You're just a stupid dog. You don't get to choose.
Did it feel so? You left him at the vets. You just didn't feel.
And honestly, you have to leave him at the vets for a really long time, which actually made me sad because I'm like, well, we're just going to put him in a cage now, probably until he. So
I was going to ask, did he go into like a room and jack off or something?
No. When have you ever seen a dog jacking off?
I don't know how this works. Do they not give him like one last? There's like a dog puppet thing.
Yeah.
With a dude inside. Yeah. That's his job. So what does your son Richie do?
Well,
he
jacks dogs off.
He works at a vet. Oh, he's a vet. No, he's not quite a vet.
Yeah. I tell you what I did.
He makes dogs happy.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Puts the biggest smile on their faces. Now, I tell you what we did do. I took him for took him to the dog park yesterday and did some good humping of some other... he only does it to male dogs. Yeah.
What did the dog do?
Him in the bushes, me in the public. Whatever.
He's gay.
Yeah, it could be.
You seen Legally Blonde too? First time that's been mentioned on the podcast, I think. No, me neither. Anyway.
No, I don't think I've seen Legally Blonde 1.
You haven't seen Legally Blonde? You gotta watch Legally Blonde 1. It's an institution. Also, one of those weird things that nowadays would not probably be right in that. The point being that she's this lawyer, but she's blonde and she's beautiful and she's supposed to be an airhead bimbo, but she's actually super clever, smarter than anyone else. But everyone underestimates her. And also, it's a great story about how it shows that you can have all that and be super smart. You don't have to choose between.
Okay.
But it ends. Spoilers anyway. With her
ruin Legally Blonde now.
With her, I mean, it's if you haven't watched it in the last 19 years, 20 years,
more for you.
Then we'll watch it together live.
Yeah.
By the way, Kerry Elwes is here. No,
he's forgot to mention. He's on the plane from LA.
He's on the plane. He's coming next week.
Yeah. When he does the promo, he'll probably have to do some kind of promo tour for A Christmas Castle around December. So that's probably when we'll have to nail him.
That's when he'll be most trying to avoid us. Ruin his career. So end of Legally Blonde 1, she ends up getting in a relationship with a guy But the guy, she's just started her first year at Harvard, and this dude is like a fully fledged, like, so she must be like 19, and he must be at least like 26, 27 or something like that. But it's seen as this like, how romantic. Whereas now you're like, it's a bit creepy.
That's pretty weird,
Stop trying to go out with first year uni girls.
You weirdo.
But everyone's happy then. But anyway, yes, that's confirmed. So Kerry Elwes will be here next week.
Perfect. Good. He's going to fly in.
Castle for Christmas.
He's on his press run. He's doing what? He's doing some other podcasts. Probably doing like WTF podcast, Empire, Guardian, and then us. So.
And then he's going to. I've got this other one called "All I Do Is Film." I think. Yeah, sure. Come on down, mate. Yeah,
it'll be good.
People are saying it's in a freight container, but that's obviously not true. Obviously, they're recording a freight container. I mean, that's insane.
Everyone else has booked a hotel at the Ritz. Exactly. Room at the Ritz.
People sort of come with a team to my hotel room and set up some sort of, which we could do, to be fair. Got the phone out.
Good.
Get a voice recorder.
Mechanic.
I've not got enough storage. I'm trying to delete sketches I've done. I can't delete that one. I think I can get more out of that. So the other thing is, have you seen this, for speaking of films, this trailer that is going around the internet at the moment where it's telling people not to know the name of the film?
No.
You've seen it, Vittorio.
We've
got producer Vittorio in, who is...
Can we bring this up? Is this doable?
I can't bring it up on that screen.
It's not worth because it's to have the full impact of 2 minutes. And if you don't want to hear the name of the film, then skip ahead about a minute.
Okay.
But it's quite a cool concept film. It's from the writer of 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
And basically it's going around the internet at the moment being like, just watch this trailer before you know what the film's called. And then already you're like, the fuck is this going?
Interesting.
And then it's all about this marriage between this couple and they're so in love with each other, but then this other person comes in, Orlando Bloom, who they both know, who used to be married to that now wife.
Right.
And it's a bit sci-fi in that actually what's happened is time jumping has been commoditized. So you can sort of go back in time and you're not supposed to be able to change anything. That's the point. You can just go and watch back in time. But then Orlando Bloom clearly has found out a way to sort of alter. So now he wakes up with like a different wife and he's got to try and find how to get his wife. So sort of, the acting, it's quite an interesting plot, and you're just like, oh, it might be rubbish, but this is quite a fascinating film. 2 minutes of that building up and the love and the danger and everything, and it's really like impactful and cinematic, and the acting seems good, and you're like, oh my god, what's going to be this film? And then it goes, needle in a time stack.
It's so bad. Needle in a time stack.
And you just think, how many people have signed that off?
Yeah. There've been studio execs who've been like, yeah, that works.
And then they're going, should we? Nah, it's fine.
Yeah.
got Legolas. People are going to watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who else is in it? Is it just Legolas?
I recognise the main actor. I don't know what from.
Do you think Bloom's a star still? Do you think he'd still sell a film?
I think he's one of these that sort of has a legacy star of like...
Yeah.
Of like, he's quite cool and was huge. He was like huge, dated Katy Perry. Like, he's just got a A-list quality about him, even though no one's going for an Orlando Bloom marathon film-wise.
I can't think of, other than Lord of the Rings, one Orlando... Pirates of the Caribbean. What the fuck am I talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about,
What the fuck am I talking about?
Mid-noughties, brother.
Okay.
Early mid-noughties.
Okay. I can't think of one lead film where Orlando Bloom is the lead, because let's say Pirates of the Caribbean, it's Johnny Depp, really, okay, and
I don't think he's
Lord of the Rings is an ensemble piece, okay. Can you name me one lead Orlando Bloom film?
I'm seeing on Viggo Mortensen's name.
Yeah. Can you tell me one lead Orlando Bloom film?
It's a tough quiz.
Yeah, I don't think I can name one. Producer Vittorio,
do you know one Orlando Bloom lead film? He was in a rom-com called
Needle in a Time Stack.
Yeah. Called like West of Philadelphia or something like that. Some weird. I haven't watched it. It was about AIDS. No,
that's exactly where I was going. It's about chlamydia, just West.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. HIV.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I couldn't think of any lead Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
But clearly, when we have Kerry on next week,
he'll be able to tell us.
He'll be able to and be like, look, Kerry, Orlando, it writes itself. Two of you. Christmas in a castle in a time stack.
In a time vortex, and we're there, guys. All right. Ali, do you want to tell us quickly about your gig in Glossop?
Glossop, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, firstly, to anyone who did come to Glossop. So I said to people, what are you doing what are you doing this weekend, Ali? I get asked that all the time. People are always interested about my life.
Yeah.
They think, well, he must be doing something cool. Let's ask him.
They also want to come to sort of the cult meetings or whatever you guys.
Yeah, honest, exclusively sort of blokes aged 29 to 31 who hate women. And
hey, do you want to go to our edgelord convention with me?
And they're like, where are you performing?
Yeah.
And I said, Glossop.
Yeah.
And everyone's reaction was, where's Glossop? And I went, I don't know.
Right, okay.
But it turns out it's half an hour outside of Manchester. So you go up to Manchester.
Yeah.
I was staying in a very, very trendy flat in Manchester. Friend of a friend was out, so I had the flat to myself.
Okay.
Oh my God, it was so
perfect for edgelord behaviour.
I was like, do you want to hang around and get some lunch? Like, I've got to go and do my own thing. So very trendy, very nice, went for a lovely lunch. Then took my train to Glossop, one of these places where the names on the train stop is getting more and more ridiculous. Yeah. Every 2 minutes, it goes from like Sidley to Dossop on Thames.
On Rye.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jingford.
Scared.
And so eventually we have about 18 of them, and then it's Glossop. Get off of Glossop. I don't know what you do. When I go to perform at a town I've never been before, I try and get there fairly early because I want to sort of explore the town a little bit.
Yeah, get a bit of a vibe.
What I do when I get off the train station is I Google Maps the town centre, and I just said I'll walk towards that, and then and then stuff will be happening there.
Cool.
I Google Maps town centre of Glossop, and then looked up, and I was looking at the town centre of Glossop. There was nothing going on.
Train station's most poppin'.
Literally, the train station is like, have you been to the train station? Like that's like on the tourist.
Yeah.
You can there's trains that like go Manchester. It's crazy. It's insane, right? Now going on in Glossop, and then so I walk around for a bit, but then I end up just in a cafe.
Yeah.
Do the gig, and clearly the gigs that have been going on before have been a lot more, shall we say, interactive before I go on. So I go on thinking, look, I'm up here. I don't know how many people are going to turn up. I had about 20 people in the end.
Oh, that's not
so it's
bad.
fine. Yeah.
When you say interactive, I assume like children's puppet shows.
Well, I just think before the other acts have been like, crowd, get involved. And so I went on being like, what I can do, I'm going to practice doing my show. That's what I can do, and see how funny this stuff is in a very different audience to a sort of London, central London.
Someone shout out and you're like, sorry, you're disrupting the performance. Back again.
So you're not wrong, right?
Okay, good.
So it starts off and I'm starting, it's all good. Then a woman comes in late, immediately starts talking.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to chat with her, and then she's chatting back and like getting some laughs and all that. She's talking about porn star Martine, which hasn't arrived. And then
porn star Martine, where are you performing?
He's above a pub in Glossop, right?
Oh.
But this is Saturday night in Glossop. This is as exciting as it gets. There's someone from London here.
Right. Okay.
Let's get porn star Martine.
Let's go see him. See what he's
throw
about.
them at him.
Yeah.
So, but she just kept talking through, and it was one of those where it was like, she said, "Oh, last night they loved it," and I was like, "Yeah, but you might have not had any material. Like, I want to go through. This is not helping." Like, because it was every line the person was coming in, I'd go, "Okay, we cool? Right." Anyway, so the thing about blah blah blah.
Was she getting laughs?
No. So she was a bit, but then I was also getting laughs on her behalf. I was interacting.
Yeah.
I was and then that was getting a laugh. But she thought, "Oh, I'm creating all the comedy here." And only time I've ever had to, but got to about sort of 15, 20 minutes in, and I actually had to stop the show. I was like, this is not going to work without, like, I've come up on a train for 2.5 hours, free of charge. I've not got any money. Like, you're here for free.
You're like, I'm a fucking artiste, okay? So
it was the most I've ever felt like that. And I was like, this is good. If they'd all paid like 10 quid a ticket, and I was just doing Ali was in Glossop, I wouldn't have minded. Maybe I would have just chatted shit and just gone through the time, and But I came to a point as well where other people in the audience were like looking at her and be like, let him do the show and stuff. And I was just like, and she was just clearly thinking, I've got my martini, I'm a bit tipsy, I'm having a laugh, I'm getting laughs here. But she was only getting laughs because I was reacting to stuff and making more of it. And it wasn't like she was doing a heckle and it was really funny.
Yeah.
She was just going, oh, I wouldn't do that. And I was like, oh. And I genuinely stopped the show. And then in credit to, there was like a group of 3 of them, they did shut up for the rest of the show.
That's good.
But then they didn't laugh much.
It's boring.
It was one of those.
It's bloody boring.
Exactly. It was one of those. But fair enough. And then I gave her a hug after the show, which she reported to the police.
Yeah.
And
Squeezed a bit too hard.
Yeah. But it was all sort of fair in the end. But Then the last train from Glossop to Manchester was at like 10 to 11. So I stayed for the last show, chatted with a couple of people, and then I was going to the train station. I was at the train station. Car pulls up, and it's not the people that interrupted, but it's other people who were at my show who I talked very briefly with, and they were like, "Can we give you a lift? What are you up? Like, do you want to lift to Manchester?"
Oh, that's good.
And I was like, "Oh, that's nice." And they're like, "Do you fancy another drink? I think we're going to get another drink." I was like, "All right then." So we're looking for someone to get a drink in Glossop at 11 p.m.
No,
there's like no.
Yeah.
It's like all the pubs are closed.
Even an offie, can't even.
So we go to a pub. We go to one pub.
Yeah.
And then we're like, right, should we go to Manchester? So I'm with one guy who runs bingo.
Sick.
Around Manchester, not in Manchester, in Oldham, Lee,
sick.
Altrincham. Yeah. Bolton.
Yeah.
Winnersh. No. So I'm with him. Also younger than me.
Yeah. You know what though? Like I always think that probably runs some of the biggest bingo halls.
He's getting good money.
Yeah.
He's there. Then it's a couple in there. I don't know exactly, but at least 50s.
Cool.
One of which is a vocal impressionist. So he says.
Oh,
so
interesting.
He's like a singer who does different
really?
voices. So it's like sing like Louis Armstrong, and then he just sings like.
Was it good? I mean,
yeah, he's great.
Sick.
And then the other lady was just very nice, and she was a hairstylist, and
cool.
She was so that was the crew, right?
Right, party crew.
This is party crew. We go into Canal Street, which I don't even know Canal Street in Manchester, but it's the gay district, right? It's popping,
yeah.
And this is the four of us, me, Bingo, and a couple of this old married couple in their 50s going into these places, and it's just the train.
Yeah. No, it's just really loud. So
it was really loud, isn't it?
Yeah. Cool, go.
And we're just going in and out of these places, these LGBT plus venues.
Having a laugh.
It was a really good, and it became a really fun night out. And one of the drag queens in one of the places, I was in the toilet, and I was going out, and they were like, "Oh, look at you. Who do you belong to then?" And I was like, "Oh, no one yet." And she was like, "Shut up, you daft cunt. You belong to me." So,
and you went home with her. So
and she's still mine actually. Yeah. But then the vocal specialist got on and sang at one of the places.
Oh, amazing.
It was so
Did he smash it? Did he smash? Oh, sick.
Yeah.
What a banger.
So good, man.
So all in all, Glossop, good times, ladies and gentlemen.
/ Manchester, a good laugh. Thank you very much for having me in Glossop. I really appreciate it. And maybe see you next year, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully. Right, guys, we are going to move on to the news. Okay, let's start with billionaires in space. Let's start with like billionaires sending millionaires to space. Well, one millionaire and then a couple of normal people, it was. So Mr. Bezos has decided, starting his commercial space flight business or enterprise, he sent William Shatner.
It's a ridiculous sentence in itself. Yeah.
She sent William Shatner and two normal folk into space yesterday in his giant phallic-shaped rocket. How do we feel about this? What are your thoughts?
He's 95, isn't he, William
Shatner? Yeah, no, I thought he was 90. I don't know, 95. 90.
Yeah, we come back 95.
But
it's like Interstellar.
You know, he took with him Jeff Bezos's Star Trek toys from when Jeff Bezos was a kid.
Weird.
Bezos made him do that, obviously.
Yeah. Well, this is what someone tweeted, which was quite funny, which was like the headline of William Shatner being sent into space, and then people were like, "It sounds like this isn't his choice."
It's so true. It's just Bezos' Star Trek dream.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Yeah, just that email comes in, and then William Shatner's like, "Oh, very fun. Sounds great, but probably a bit old for this now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the offer." And then Bezos goes, I don't know. If you understand, this isn't a request.
Yeah.
This is me telling you.
You just wait. He tried to get the whole cast and crew, but
yes. Shatner saved them.
Shatner said, I'll take this one.
Yeah, Captain Kirk for one last time.
When they were making it and they know Star Trek fandom, they were like, probably always looked at each other at reunions, were like, it's only a matter of time before someone makes us actually go into space. Some fucking nerd makes us go.
They just needed a nerd rich enough.
Yeah.
And they found one.
Yeah,
they
Bezos.
found one. Wow. But I don't know what is this just for PR? Is that the point?
I think it's a commercial. They're all trying to start their own, space tourism.
Yeah. I don't know why people want to do stuff so old. If I'm 90 and someone's like, "Do you want to go space?" I'm like, "Fuck off! I can't. I don't even want to go down to the shop."
Mate, you're going on holiday. Ali Woods is currently on holiday, and the only place he's going is to watch Manchester United at Old Trafford. That's his holiday. So
And you think you're gonna get Power at Leicester?
Yeah, you think you're gonna get this guy to go into space? You're dreaming.
Bit far. I mean, I've
got everything I need. I don't. Why would we be going into space?
When they're doing the Man United intergalactic tour, they're playing Mars. Fine.
I'll
go. Me and my dad have got tickets to the Mars game. The Mars friendly.
I rated Elon Musk this week trolling Bezos. That was funny. Bezos.
What did he do?
Bezos did this long speech about Amazon and how far it had come. I think it was like 30 years of Amazon or something.
Yeah.
And he did all this like blah blah blah. And then Bezos just tweeted underneath it just a silver #2 medal underneath him because he's the second richest person in the world.
What Elon Musk is?
No. Bezos says Elon's the most richest.
Oh wow. So I think, but what those people teach us is that it doesn't matter what you do in your life and how much money you make.
Yeah.
Divorced men are lame people.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Bezos, Musk, and Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Who have just all lost their wives.
No. I think this tells us that billionaire, introvert, geniuses. Well, I don't know. I don't really know how smart Bezos is, but I assume he's not thick. But definitely,
fucking moron. Imagine just going around.
It's all booked.
Just going, what? And there's someone else doing it. He's getting controlled in his big head like a rat.
Yeah.
There's a little rat like.
It was just his wife the whole time. That'd be great. But
they've all lost. They're all divorced, and this is what they're answering a question: is what would a midlife crisis look like if you had unlimited money?
Yeah.
And it's sending William Shatner into space.
Giant cock rockets. That's it. It's spending billions of dollars on building giant penis rockets.
When he's got a gun behind Mark Hamill. And being like, just wave to everyone. And he's sending him on he's created his own Death Star. And he's like, you're going to blow it up? You're going to go blow it up, okay? Mark Hamill's there crying at 83 years old. Oh, kids.
It's just that he comes in and Mark Hamill's like, Mark, I'm going to give you this and I'm going to need you to swing it around. It's like, what is it? It's like, I've made a real lightsaber.
Yeah, I made a real lightsaber.
It's experimental. We have no idea how much it's going to work, but I need to see you use it. I'm sorry, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then you need to replay a scene from it, and they actually do kill a guy. And Mark's like, was that like a dummy? And Jeff's like, yeah.
Keep going. Just watching with popcorn. It's where it's headed, guys.
It's where it's heading, and that's why stuff like Squid Game is so popular, because this is happening in real life. They got enough money, they just send people into space. The thing is, we're all going to get sent into space by Bezos at some point. You just never know when it's going to be your turn.
Get the call
like
up.
Jury service.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to have to hang out with Jeff Bezos.
The only thing I did rate, okay, obviously you sent William Shatner, but the other two people were, I think, normal people. And I think Musk has sent 3 normal folk in. I watched a little bit of the Netflix documentary, and he sent 3 sort of well-meaning people who had done some good stuff for charity. But whereas fuck Richard Branson just sending fucking twats into space for $100,000 a piece and just being like,
you can get on that one.
No, but all the I wish.
When we're still recording this from the shuttle.
Yeah. No, but honestly, fuck that. Like all the branding and stuff of Virgin Galactic is like, we're in this together. We can do this. And then into space, like, no, we can't. Are the people who have $100,000 to spend on a 7-minute trip to space can? Like, it's not. I don't know. Winds me up. I agree. I actually agree with Prince William on this one, which just came out today and said
that's a new one from you, isn't it?
He's a bloody good bloke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bloody good chap. Always has been.
Known him for years, and he says he said that billionaires should be focusing on the problems on Earth before they focus on trying to get us to Mars, because I think there are enough problems here that they could be solving. And Bill Gates, to be fair, does.
And then he went, us millionaires can only dream of being able to help out our own planet.
I mean, technically, he will inherit an estate worth $13 billion. So, it's,
from Queen Elizabeth, by the way.
Yeah.
Prince Charles is never going to be king. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to him.
Yeah.
I would say. But look, Shatner in space, it's happening. This is we live in some weird simulation at the moment. It's just strange.
It's weird. Yeah, Shatner's in space. Yeah, we have no food on our shelves.
Shatner's
apparently.
in space. There's no fuel. There's enough fuel to go
to get Shatner to space. Where are they getting that fuel from? Get that in the Shell garage. That's not. Why are we wasting that on getting to Shatner to space?
Yeah, get Shatner to drive an HVGV. That's what we want. But with speaking of problems that here are on Earth, right? One of the most famous comedians in the world.
Yeah.
Next news story.
Yeah.
David Chappelle, known as Dave.
Chappelle,
in case that lost anyone, has come under a lot of scrutiny for his latest special out on Netflix called The Closer. Have you watched The Closer?
I have seen.
I haven't seen The Closer, but I saw him live last night. So together we have some good info on him. So basically, it's come out from the it's predominantly been LGBT community. But also people who would ally themselves with it, who have said that he's transphobic and openly transphobic in the special. Tom, what's your thoughts on this? And he's come out and, I don't think he's saying that.
I agree with the review that said it's like he dealt with very intricate subject matters, like opening a letter with a chainsaw. You know, he just did it very bluntly, and it didn't feel like massively, because like you take comedians like Finn Taylor and stuff who have broached this kind of issue before, but he does a massive amount of research into it, right? Whereas like Chappelle, it just did feel like pretty like openly brazen swinging comments. I don't think it was like as controversial as everyone made out. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's evil." I'm just like, nah, wasn't that bad. But it you know, he could have maybe done a little bit more research, and it just didn't really feel like he was saying anything that he hadn't said already in his specials as well.
Yeah, fair. So I saw him last night at the Apollo.
Yeah,
live.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be in August. It got delayed to now. Sold out. Saw his openers.
Yeah.
One of which we've talked about before.
Oh, yeah.
Off the podcast.
How long
all I will say is...
How long do they all do?
All I will say is, to be fair, exactly the same as all the other times.
Right, cool.
So... that's all I'll say on that one.
Yeah.
And then he had Jeff Ross.
How long did everyone do, just out of interest?
You know what? I came in, the first opener had already started, so I don't know, but must have done at least 15.
Wow. And where was the venue? The Apollo?
In the Apollo. Jeff Ross was his other opener.
6,000 people.
Is it 6,000?
I think it's 5,000 or 6,000, give or take.
Jeff Ross was the other opener who came on and did a set and was great. Yeah. And then did some speed roast, very good.
Cool.
Chappelle comes on and did about 40 minutes.
Interesting.
And then that was it.
Okay.
So very weird.
But 40 minutes of like gold?
40 minutes of good stuff. It was good. It was good stuff. And what I think had happened was he was supposed to come to the UK in August, and do The Closer.
Yeah.
And then it's been delayed 2 months. The Closer's come out. He can't do that show.
Yeah.
So he's come and he's riffed. But he's known famously for just talking until the venue have to be like, right, you have to fucking get off stage now. Like, we need to get everyone out. Maybe that happened because it finished around 10 o'clock. So maybe they said we need to finish at 10. And maybe he was supposed to come on at 9, but ended up coming on at but he came on at like 9:10 and finished at like 9:55, something around those times. And he didn't address it much at all, purposely, I think.
What?
Which the flack and the backlash and stuff like that. Just a little bits and pieces referred to a little bit, but he sort of said, I'm not here to talk about that. But it didn't feel like in a way where, you know, they're wrong, I'm right, fuck him. He was more just like, look, I'm here to do jokes. I don't want to start doing some whole, like, this is my point of view. This is my, it's like, I've said it, I've done it, that, you know, which was fine. But what I've weird with the crowd, very sycophantic. Now, sycophantic, Tom, means that they're sucking up to them, basically.
Yeah.
And for anyone at home, but you knew. I don't know. It felt like he was getting a lot of very cheap applause breaks for just being Chappelle, for just saying something, tapping the mic on his leg, and people were just like,
I've said
Chappelle.
It, like, when you get to that level, people just want to see you alive. That's it. That's all they
felt
wanted.
Like that. Yeah, it got a standing ovation at the end, even though he'd only done 40 minutes or so. And it was a great atmosphere. He had a DJ as well, great atmosphere in the venue. But I do worry you know, this is Batman. You either die a hero or live long enough for yourself to become the villain. That he maybe is at a point now where he's not on the comeback like he was in 2016. Coming back with Netflix shows and stuff. He's now got a huge influence, voice. People love him. People think he's brilliant. And maybe, and he's in his 50s, man, in his 50s, and maybe he's just at the point now where he's just so used to everything he's saying going down very well that he's maybe not doing
I think he's
the hard
smart.
graft, as you say before, about educating himself before he speaks on the topic.
But I think he's smart because in the closer he said, I'm not going to be doing stand-up for a while. So I think he's doing these shows, cutting it out, and then I think he's going to go away for the next 5 years. I think his deal's up with Netflix, and I think if he's smart, he will do that.
Finally, I'll be able to do the Apollo.
Exactly. Just keeps renting all the space from me.
That's the only reason I haven't done it yet.
Oh.
But yeah, so it was a strange one. I was very glad to see him live because I've never seen him live, and you don't know how many times he's going to be in the UK. Well, as the closer said, that might be the last time he ever does the UK. But it was just a bit of an odd evening.
But it was a good stand-up.
Yeah, no, their stand-up was good, and he was riffing and doing bits and pieces, and obviously, it was cool. But he was also drinking a lot, man. He had 4 tequilas while he was on stage in that period.
Because he never used to drink. He's
Muslim.
Yeah, I thought he didn't used to drink, but now he does drink.
So he smokes.
Maybe I got that completely
He smoked
wrong.
like 4 cigarettes and drank 4 tequilas.
Fair.
And it was I was a little bit sitting there thinking.
You paid 120 quid for this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that partly. To be honest, I didn't really care about that much because it's one of those where I want to check that off as a memory of mine. Whatever happens, I would have seen him. It's the same with like Frank Ocean when I went to Lovebox. I love Frank Ocean. The performance was pretty underwhelming, but I was just happy that I saw him, and especially someone who doesn't live in the UK, so I don't know how much they're going to be here. So I didn't mind too much about the price, but it was more just, I was just looking at him and looking at people like lapping at all this shit. I was like, is he becoming just a sort of drunk man in his 50s just talking about, the world's fucked up now, you can't do this or that? And I was just getting a little bit concerned.
I think he just needs to go away. No, but honestly, like all stand-ups, look, if you stick around for too long, you just become James Corden. Let's face it. Okay, that is it.
Fat.
Yeah. And useless. No, but
there's nothing wrong with being a bit more bigger.
If you're just fucking hanging around too much, right, and just doing too much shit, you just become annoying and overexposed. So just go away. Go away for a bit.
Stand-up is a lot of like reflecting society and
do Eddie Murphy. Still do films. Eddie Murphy has done nothing but mainly shite films for 20 years, right? But now he's apparently doing stand-up again. People will go nuts to see Eddie Murphy do stand-up again.
Yeah, they would. Maybe we get him down at Vauxhall.
Do a 5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've never seen you before, so just a 5 for now.
You're lucky you don't have to do the ding dong dong chat.
Yeah, it's always like Sandler as well, man. Like, he did all these shitty films, got loads of money, and then came back and did stand up, and it was pretty warmly received.
But Sandler, there is an argument that Sandler, I heard this saying he might actually be the biggest film star in the world in terms of like his film gross.
Well, for me, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought.
Yeah.
So it's him then Orlando Bloom. Right? And Hollywood is too afraid to put the two of them together.
Yeah.
Hollywood.
That's the film we all want to see. Adam Sandler in a wig playing his auntie. And
what are you doing, Legolas?
Orlando Bloom saying some kind of time traveling husband.
Right, guys. You have that film to come out, and then we'll try and get Carey involved next week as well in that film. But that has been the news, and that is the big stories of the week. And we move. You know what? We might have to skip. No, let's go quickly to Agony Uncle, but not in a weird way because
we have a little bit more time than we thought. I've sent some messages and had some people bumped off.
All right, let's go.
The sultry tones of Vittorio Barry White Angelone over there doing ASMR in the. Oh, I got away from Dave Chappelle, by the way, when he was leaving and his car drove right past us, and it was actually right past us when I was chatting to some other comics about how. Oh, that wasn't that good. Like I was quite, and then he's going past in the car, and I was like, there he is, and he was a bit fucked up to be fair, and he just waved, he's like, hey, yeah, and just waved to us, and so that was nice. So Tom, I have life mares. Are you ready to give these people the big advice? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is. I'll start with a sort of dating one, which we like. A sort of short, quick one, and you have successfully dated, maybe too successfully.
Yeah.
Say.
Wow.
So, had a date last week. We are still texting and said we would go out again. Should I ask or wait on him? So I assume he's not said we should go out again. Messaging.
Oh God.
What do you think?
Yeah, definitely wait for him to ask you. If you've been out and he said on the date, we should definitely do this again. Again, he said that on the date.
Said on the date.
Apparently. So that's.
Let me read it again. Had a date last week. We are still texting. They're messaging.
Yeah.
And said we would go out again.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's not said anything yet. So should I ask or wait on him?
I'd wait.
And why is that?
Because, I mean, he could just be. I don't know. He could just be. I don't. A nervous guy and not want to. But like, if you've if you've both said prior that we should do this again, you both said yeah, and you're still texting, and he's not asked you. It depends how alive this chat is. Like, if it's really alive and like amazing, it could be one of two things. It could be either really nervous and shy, which is one option, or a total dick bag and not really want to see you, but may keep this chat alive a little bit until he's had a few pints and then be like, oh, do you want to do this to each other now?
Yeah.
That would be my first theory. They're my theories for what this guy is.
I agree. I do agree with you. I think it could be that maybe he is just a bit self-conscious.
Yeah.
But I think what we know is it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
That he actually just wants to create some sort of Uber style sex.
How alive is the chat? That's what I would like to know. How alive is the chat? Is it like, is he just texting you sporadically every few days when he's got the time, or are you an afterthought? Are you probably messaging? These are the things.
Okay, so things to keep aware of. So that's a quick one there. How do I tell my partner I love them without engaging in sexual activity with them all the damn time? So a tough problem to have here, clearly.
Yeah.
My issue is I'm in a relationship and I love them and they want to have sex with me all the time. It's a nightmare. It's a living nightmare.
What, every time they say I love you, they have to have sex? That's a weird.
So I assume now, again, a little bit of reading into this is quite short. I assume what this is that this person wants to let their partner know that they still love them, but they don't want to have sex all the time, and they feel like if they were to say no to maybe as much sex, maybe their partner would feel like, oh, you don't love me. I suppose, how do you... Basically, I think more of this is, how do you break it to them that you don't want to have sex as much as they do without making them feel like you don't like them or
okay.
I think that's more what the question is, to if you've got differing libidos. So
I think you just have to be honest. I just think be honest and just be like, look, I don't want sex. I still love you and I still really like you, but can we not have sex every day? I mean, is that how much sex they're having?
They're saying monthly.
Oh, well, yeah.
Too much for me. That is too much for me.
Yeah, I would say, look, you don't have to have sex every day, so maybe have speak to them. Just be honest in the situation. Just be like, I do love you. Reassure them with saying that you do love them, and say, look, can we just have slightly less sex? I still want to have sex, but not as much as we're having it. And if they get upset and angry, well, then they're in the wrong. So
okay, there you go. So,
however, if they're like, I never want to have sex ever.
Issue. But this is an issue of relationships, is that people generally have differing libidos. So there'll be some people who want more often than others.
Yeah,
so,
not a problem for either of us. So that's all
I
quarterly.
Yeah. To celebrate the earnings of Q3.
Yeah, sort of a work schedule.
Someone go wank each other off.
Yeah.
There's a few here, so I think I'll go through a couple more. Quick fire. I'm enjoying this. Enjoying this. Well, so someone said depression and panic attacks, which we have talked to about on the podcast before. So I'd refer back to our mental health episodes on the podcast. So go back and listen to them. I feel my boyfriend, this is similar to the other one, I feel my boyfriend is bored of me.
Right.
Tough one. So we don't know that for sure. I'll jump in immediately and be like, don't make something a problem if you don't know it to be a problem yet. This might be some neuroses, it might be in your head. Talk with them and ask them, and maybe bring up that, and don't be like, are you bored of me? Just be like, I feel, maybe we're not as exciting as we were, and do you feel this or whatever? But I wouldn't say spiral just yet until you might be like, oh no, nothing at all.
How long they've been going out as well is always a factor with that kind of
3
thing.
weeks.
He might have he might just be very comfortable with you, which is different. He's not necessarily bored, he's just be super comfortable, so it doesn't feel the need to always maybe doing the things that he was doing at the beginning of the relationship. And that's not a bad thing. It's just after you've dated someone for like a year or so, or these things could happen earlier, 6 months, a year. Yeah, it's not the same.
A hellish existence.
Yeah, well, it's not the same. It's not the same.
How long have you been with Ali for again?
Yeah, almost 2. But like, it's not the same as when you when you first start dating. It's just not the same. But you learn a new sort of structure of relationship, which is a really positive one. And that's when you move from the sort of exciting, we're together phase to a potential life partner phase, which is like you learn how to live with each other and you learn how to support each other in ways that are not quite as intense as when you first are hooking up.
And I think referring back to the earlier person, I think if you said that to your partner, then they wouldn't want to have sex with you because they're like...
yeah, exactly. Just be like, I've shifted phases.
I feel like...
I'm in phase 2.
Yeah, I'm in phase 2.
You're sort of
no
still,
sex phase.
You're still Avengers Assemble stage.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more Age of Ultron. I'm,
Before eventually Thanos destroys us all.
Yeah.
That's how I like seeing my relationships through the prism of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then finally, a bit of a fun one. Guy at work is giving me all the good flirty vibes.
Ooh.
But I don't know how to lock him down. So strange turn of phrase at the end there. But I think we'll change this to maybe being a bit more... If there is someone at work who you've got a great rapport with, you're feeling like it's, you're getting on well and it's flirty and you feel like they're definitely giving you the vibes. How do you make that move? Do you make that move? What's the best course of action here for you, Tom? What would you say to that?
I mean, definitely don't do it in the office. Definitely wait until you
don't do it in the office.
No, definitely don't. Wait until you go out for drinks.
I do it in a board meeting. I do it during my appraisal.
Stare and just point.
I feel like the reason you're giving me such bad feedback is because you're negging me. Should we settle this at all bar one?
I can imagine you in some kind of long board meeting. The boss is talking. You're just staring at the gal.
And then she eventually looks back and she's creeps and she's like, she gave me arm. Back. She gave me
arm. She's looking at me. Yeah. She's looking at me.
Yeah.
No, I would what would I do? I would wait until you go out for drinks. If you've been giving each other flirty vibes, then once you've had a few drinks on like the...
But what if there's no... maybe it's a dead office. What if there's... So let's agree that. So wait till you've gone out for drinks and then try and make the move a couple drinks in. Not one drink in, not insane person.
And when you say make the move as well, just, make sure that this is... Have a good indication that this is going to be reciprocated.
Yeah, get a contract if you can.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Sort of NDA.
You don't want an HR situation where, you just try and grab his crotch in the middle of the bar.
Not again. But what would you do if there's no sort of work drinks? Would you ask them out for drinks yourself?
Yeah. Just be like, maybe invite him to a drinks thing that you're having with your mates. And just be
what
like,
sort of tone are we getting? Oh, right, okay. I'm actually having this drinks with my mates.
Yeah, because it could be awkward if you were like, you just want to go for a drink with me, and
it feels like a date. Yeah,
that's tough. Yeah. That's awkward. But like, you could be like, I'm having a drinks thing. Try and conveniently make it near the office.
Yeah,
and then just be like, do you want to come down? And then have some drinks, have a laugh, and then maybe who knows?
Yeah, I would say try and get them fired. And then on their leaving drinks, you can be like, I always fancied you. Do you fancy? Now we have no problem with work.
Yeah.
And then be like, did you get me fired? Like,
yeah. I told them you were stealing.
Because I love you so much. Yeah. Go for that. And that has been Agony Uncle, but not in a weird way. Thank you very much for your send-ins, and appreciate that you're going through your own stuff, and I hope very sincerely that they get better. But until they do, you've got our shit advice.
You got that,
yeah. So now we move on to fail mail. Now we had a bit of a change of tack on fail mail this time around. We had, instead of a specific failure on a certain time of life or area of life or whatever, we just wanted confessions. Now, this is all anonymous. We will not say anyone's name. This is just to get things off your chest.
I feel like.
And maybe in some sort of catharsis. Now it's out in the podcast streams. It's going out to tens of listeners, guys.
Yeah. I didn't actually get that many things. I think we should have said secrets as opposed to confessions. I feel like we made it weird.
Okay. Well, maybe we can do that later. My crowd, they don't care.
Okay.
So...
these are my confessions.
Yeah, we have that intro. Banging song. Confessions Part 2, Usher. The remix is better.
Know what to...
Yeah. This is like hanging out with a vocal specialist again. Yeah. That's what it's like. So
having a baby and it's not even mad.
Yeah, that's such a good start to the song.
He's got herpes now. Girl sued him. Yeah, girl sued Usher for herpes. Said he gave her herpes.
That's so shit.
Yeah.
What a double whammy as well. Yeah. You're getting sued. Damn.
Yeah.
Because you got herpes. Damn. These are my confessions.
I gave you herpes. I didn't.
Okay, well, these are your confessions. So we'll go, as always, to the official AIDIF pod account, AIDIF pod on Instagram. First one, strong start.
Okay.
Very short.
Yeah.
I fucked my ex-girlfriend's stepmom. Insane.
Oh, what?
Insane.
Whoa. Ex-girlfriend, stepmom. That is crazy.
That makes me question whether it was true.
Yeah.
But I mean, could you imagine? And the stepmom, from the stepmom's point of view. Jesus. Victoria's done it. Victoria, you done it.
You said you'd keep it anonymous.
I would, oh man, what I'd give to know a bit more about that. I fucked my ex-girlfriend's stepmom. First of all,
Legend.
Because she's probably really nice. Possibly really nice lady, you know. Could have been an absolute smoke show as well. So, absolute smoke show. Yeah. And then you got to be like, then it's a Stacey's mum situation. And, you know, I'm look, I get it. You know?
I didn't think that stuff happened in real life, man. But yeah, okay. Stepmom, wherever you are, God bless you.
God bless you, stepmom.
Well, you are a bad person,
Woo!
but that's insane. And to this bloke,
yeah,
good on you. Or her, or they, whoever it is.
Whatever. Fuck. Oh, that's...
And now maybe it's going to take a slightly tamer. That was the first one. Whew. My work was accepted in an important congress, but I don't feel it's good enough and I'll just embarrass myself in front of important people. No, you won't. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. You can do it.
You got it.
I told everyone I wanted to move to another country and then was too scared to do it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's... Yeah, I mean...
I think it would be worse if you moved and then...
Came back. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, but look, if you don't want to move, don't move to another country.
Yeah.
Peak of Brexit.
No one's forcing you to fight him, you know.
Exactly. Facebook Googling attractive sounding guys that would call the call center to see how attractive they are.
Facebook and Googling guys who would call the call center and see how... That's fair play.
Yeah, I mean, that's hustle. And also to say they sounded attractive as well.
Yeah. What's a sexy...
It's Victoria on that mic. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Victoria, imagine. So Victoria's calling in. Hello. Can I help you?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh.
Can I just get your name, please?
It's Vittorio Angeloni. It's the third one down on Facebook.
yeah.
That's a sexy voice. If we call up, hello, Tom.
Yeah. So I was shaving my bum, and your product has gone inside my anus. So, got to hustle. I like walking at night and looking into houses.
Okay, that's
not in a creepy way.
Did you send this in?
Sorry, I wasn't doing that. I was just starting another topic of conversation. I wasn't doing the confessions.
Yeah, this is a topic on the forums. The incel forum, night stalking, wrong or right, you know?
And there is a right answer, by the way, guys. Yeah. Lighten up.
I'm on public property. I'll do what I want.
I like walking at night and looking into the houses, not in a creepy way. I just like looking at the decor.
Okay. To be fair, not at night, but I have been known, especially as I'm currently going through the process of buying a place. So I've been known to peer through and be like, what have you done with your kitchen there? You know, what you got going on there?
Through the front door. Through the front door. Excuse me. Stop screaming. God, yeah. I'm a friendly guy.
I just want to take some photos of you in your kitchen.
Yeah. The pros and cons. Have you got no confessions?
No, I got a couple.
Okay.
I had
because I'm now going on to.
I had pretty sure I haven't correctly done my taxes for the past 3 years.
That's from Mooch.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I've got a few.
Oh, I got also another one. I'm fairly confident now that I am gay, but I don't know how to tell people.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's good that you've realised that.
Yeah.
I would say do it at your grandma's 90th birthday.
They love that.
Yeah, there's no right way to tell. I mean, I'm experiencing myself, but I assume there's no right way to tell it, but do it in whatever way you feel is going to be most comfortable. But well done you for sorting that out. Someone's message, you're cute.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
I mean, they're wrong, if that was a confession.
It was from you. It was from Ali.
Ali Wood's #1 fan.
Okay.
You strike me as the kind of person who would run their own fan account and defend yourself in the comment section.
Who told you this?
Yeah.
It's a good idea, though. I'm off on holiday now, so I've got time.
He's not a loser. He's amazing, and he's very funny, actually. Yeah. He's very funny.
Actually, when you actually look at the spectrum of pigmentation, he's not that pale.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I low-key want to disappear and start a new life somewhere else, away from everything and everyone, dreaming of a tiny little house in the middle of nowhere in Iceland. Maybe go do it.
Yeah, fucking do it. That sounds great.
Do it. But I can see why you're keeping that to yourself as well, because that's the sort of...
Yeah, married with 3 kids.
Yeah. yeah. I've just recently given birth to my 3rd child.
Yeah.
I realised I want to go live in a tiny house in Iceland. Fuck these kids. Yeah. My husband's a twat. I still sleep with a baby blanket.
Okay, that's... Yeah.
I mean,
whatever.
You know, like...
It's a bit weird, but yeah.
My my friend was telling me, right, so he's gay. So it's about his, well, now ex-boyfriend, unfortunately, but boyfriend at the time was staying, and his boyfriend's gay, not bi, right? So he was staying at this his friend's house, and he was going to sleep on the couch.
Right.
And then his friend's flatmate, who is this lady, was like, oh no, I couldn't possibly have you sleeping on the couch knowing I was in a bed there. Come sleep in my bed, because I think someone else was already sleeping in his friend's bed. I think maybe his boyfriend or whatever. Come sleep in my bed. Come sleep in my bed. And so he was like, okay, fine. She was like, I have to sleep naked. I just have to. So now he's in bed with this naked woman, but he's gay, so she's just like, clearly, she's got a boyfriend, by the way. And then she's like, and the other thing I have to do, I just have to, I can't go to sleep unless Shrek is playing. It's just, she goes, I must play Shrek. And so she puts on the Shrek film and starts talking along to all the words. As she's falling asleep, she's like there, eyes closed, just going, no, get out of my swamp. She's just
in the morning we're having waffles.
Yeah, literally. She's doing, but then also, so what she does is she goes through the Shreks.
Yeah. So
she just starts and stops through the 4 Shrek films, 5, and apparently there was one and she was singing along to the songs and stuff. You know, he was just there thinking, this is the night where I die. This is the night where
I've definitely stayed over at someone's house once upon a time who couldn't really sleep without Harry Potter on.
Mate,
and that's a real thing.
And
it's weird when you talk about the mouthing along. When you're sort of lying next to someone and they're like, "Bugger off, Dursley, big spoon."
Please say that's you.
Yeah, they're sort of doing the beginning of Hagrid storming in. It's a bit weird.
One better than that. What happened with my mate? Not just couldn't sleep with the Harry Potter tapes on.
Yeah.
Only wanted to have sex to the Harry Potter tapes.
Weird.
What? Genuinely. She was like, let's put it on. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to have just silence. Let's put on. He was thinking, oh, you're going to put on some music. And she put on Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, we get in my chamber of secrets,
he went to
mate.
go for the old,
let's get the book
old
on.
Sex Jams mix on Spotify. And she was like, I've got my own.
I've got my own. Mix.
I mean, I've made several, but
I'm going to listen to that one on the tube. Someone said, I am a life coach. Cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
I've either seen you or your doppelganger around my office, but I'm too scared to say hi. So
I think definitely your doppelganger.
Could be just another ginge.
Yeah.
But I might message them back and go, because I've been into the office a couple of times, so maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I had sex last Sunday, legend.
Cool.
With a random stranger, and the next damn day I bump into my ex-girlfriend who is still in love with me a year after, and she saw the sexting, and I feel like shit because it hurt her so much.
Wait, you've broken up for a year? He's been broken up with this person for a year, and now she's hurt that he had sex.
Or her.
Okay. Or they. Okay, they have been broken up for a year. Whatever, it's been a year. I'm sorry. Like, you can't. You have no right over someone unless there's something we don't know that you're still texting and meeting up and stuff, and you haven't really fully broken up. But you can't. You know.
How have they seen the sexting? I don't get that.
You've clearly. Yeah, I feel like this guy's gone up to his ex-girlfriend and like, look at the sex I'm having. Like,
or her.
And
then final one. Start with a good one, end with a good one, I think.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm in a relationship with a guy, but having lesbian affairs on the side.
We rate that. That's great. You know, that is woo.
But you know what the guy response would be?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Can I watch?
Yeah, I've always wanted threesomes.
Yeah, perfect. Wow.
And then it's like, would you do that if your girlfriend came to you and was like, I've got to confess something. I'm bi. I've been having lesbian affairs all over town, right? Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. and then they were like, would you want to do a threesome? Would you do it with someone that they'd been seeing, or would that be too weird?
I'd maybe give it. You know what I found weirder? This is what I found weirder.
All right.
It's on the same topic.
Was
so there's lots of girls.
The way they changed Aunt Bessie's.
Yeah. No, but a lot of girls that I have dated and stuff have
a lot.
You know,
cool.
have
cool
hooked up with other girls, and that's whatever. But I always said, would you be okay?
You turn them off, men.
Yeah. No, but I would always be like, would you be okay if I told you I hooked up with a guy? And 9 times out of 10, they've always been like, no, I would not.
That is true. That is true.
Which I always found weird.
I've said that about because I've got off with a couple of guys in my life.
Yeah.
And I've said on stage, and I've been like,
well,
I've talked about the first time I did that.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not cool. It's not a cool thing. It's not like a
crazy.
It's not like girls are like sick. Like they're looking at you like, oh, would you like fuck me with 2 other guys? They're like, oh, you're gay.
Yeah. You're gay. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Yeah. That's a weird sort of part of society.
But the thing is, as I completely agree with you, Tom, it's just harder to be a man.
Yeah.
Clip that bit up.
Yeah.
Tom Elwes saying the things that you can't say.
I would say
Dave Chappelle would be proud.
One weird element of society that's probably the only benefit that women have over men, but like that's the weird benefit where women's sexuality is viewed as much. But it's all porn related, isn't it? It's all to do with like the way fetishization and porn,
male gaze, and it's great. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, so that was your confessions.
That was
Thank
your
you
confessions.
So much.
Maybe we should
Just
make
when
it
I
a
thought I said all I could say, my chick on the side says she got one on the way. These are my confessions. Man, I'm broke and I don't know what to do. I guess I gotta give part 2 of my
confessions. Maybe we'll make this a regular feature because this was fun, but we'll switch it up to secrets. We like hearing the good goss, and it'd be better if next time we'll try and maybe do a bit of follow-up on them, or like message. If someone says something really juicy, we'll ask for a little bit more info.
Yeah, and we'll go through Kerry Elwes' ones next week as well.
Yeah, he's got some absolute pictures.
So you wanted a castle for Christmas.
Yeah. Well, you
got sexually weird.
you got a shipping container instead.
Yeah, that's my first question to him when I'm on the BFI paddle. So you're in The Princess Bride, and have you ever cheated on your wife? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of All I Do Is Fail. You can get more episodes if you donate to the Patreon. Thank you very much, Patreon listeners. Patreon.com/AIDIFpod. Just for £1 a week, get an extra episode every week. I'm off work now, so I'll be able to do our double length Patreon makeup episode. So if you know and have a topic that you want to explore, want us to explore on the special double length Patreon episode, then let us know ASAP. And also, you can always come down and watch us at Vauxhall Comedy Club every Tuesday night, AIDIF at Vauxhall Comedy Club. Tom.
Yep, you can follow me at all good social media platforms. Please keep coming down to Vauxhall Comedy Club. It's been great to see the people who have come down who are podcast listeners. We always love and respect you the most over those regular folk who don't even listen to this, don't even know what this is. They just walk in like, seeing a bit of comedy. Don't even like it, mate. Don't even want you there, to be honest. I'd rather just have podcast listeners.
Yeah, we don't want to win anyone over.
Yeah.
We want people who already like us
exactly
and know that they're not going to get a good chat. Also, if you haven't stopped listening already, well done. Thank you very much to everyone who came to my preview of Top Secret. It was lovely, really good. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Take care.